kick us off. How did you feel about Naked Lunch?
I have no feelings about Naked Lunch.
Numb.
I'm numb. I finished this movie right before I came here, so
Would you recommend it to your mother?
I wouldn't recommend this movie to anybody. The reason people said that this movie couldn't be made was because it shouldn't be made.
But if you have an associate or a friend who is a regular drug user,
if I hate somebody, I request this movie. I wouldn't even recommend that they see this movie. I just no one deserves to watch it.
So actually, you don't like. I kind of want to see.
No, go ahead.
I want to see how we all feel about it. Just a general feeling. Yeah. So you didn't like it.
No,
I didn't like it. Just a quick didn't like it.
I didn't hate it, but I won't ever watch it again.
Okay.
Yeah, it's disturbing as hell, but I really appreciate it.
Okay, so the one thing about this movie that I forced myself to separate out, I think the acting is really good.
Yes.
I think the directing is really good.
Yeah.
I think everything about this movie...
The creature effects...
The creature effects were good for the time, I thought. They were okay.
When was this?
1991.
Yeah. So it's not... I mean, this is...
It's not too bad.
This is Total Recall. This is... It's not awful.
I think it would look really weird in CGI.
Yeah.
Really
it would look too
but
realistic
it's still
and creepy.
The problem with this movie is the story. It's just... It doesn't translate... I can see... When I was watching this, I was like, that'd be really cool on the page because you have time to think about it.
It's not supposed to be.
But watching RoboCop rub drugs on a vagina bug does not translate on film. It's awful.
And he's just also, part of it, he's just also going for as weird as he possibly can. Because the point, at least the point is to literally put you in a complete drugged out reality. Because ultimately, this is a very simple story about a man who is unwilling to come to... No, it's about a man who's unwilling to come to grips with the fact that he's killed his wife.
Yeah.
And so...
In a drug-induced
In a drug-induced... So he returns to that drug-induced haze and keeps trying to live in it until he comes to the very end when he just kills his wife again. Yeah. And then But at the end, I get the sense he's just going to return to the
He's just going to keep doing it. He's really living this and running.
He wants to avoid it.
He wants, and so the point is to drag us into this other story,
right?
To pull us away from reality, and that's I think that's what's brilliant about the book and the movies, that we literally forget this idea that he's going through some kind of trauma because we're so traumatized by what's occurring in front of us.
Yeah,
you completely forget about that. I think because it's to such a shocking level of just strangeness on one hand, and some
you're sitting there watching it, and you're like, "There's no way this can get weirder."
Right?
Yeah.
And
then he licks the jism
off of a typewriter penis. Yeah.
I mean, the bug head and the thing. Oh, that was just it looked like an uncircumcised antenna that just popped out.
Yes!
Yeah, there it is.
Can you imagine them going to the creature department, asking them for this? No, it needs to push out.
It's got to look like a typewriter.
And then I want it to, and
I want to ejaculate.
Yeah.
And it has to be edible.
Yeah. It's got to be.
That was very odd.
We originally wanted to do this with Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Which is another drug bender movie. And because we'd already discussed that, we need to do it with something else.
Fear and Loathing is strangely more accessible.
It is, because I was talking to Nate about this. Well, I don't think it's that.
It's the story is better. It's easier to translate to film, and it's...
See, I don't think it's even that. Terry Gilliam in that, he never, actually inserts the symbols into the story. It's just all weird perspective and weird lighting and, extreme camera angles and close-ups but there's never anything that's actually outside of reality. It's just how you're perceiving reality. Whereas in this, he just takes the symbols straight from the book, slaps them in, and expects you to immediately get it all. And with a movie, you can't do that because you only have 2 hours. You don't have a week to, sort of mull over all this stuff.
It reminded me a lot of when we watched Soderbergh's Kafka. Where, it's like Soderbergh expects you to have read tons of Kafka.
Oh, yeah.
This is it expects you in some ways to have read Naked Lunch and
yes.
understand what you're
and
getting
to
yourself
understand
into.
it. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Because when you first see some of these things, they're just so
I'm
bizarre.
from now on, object to reading before watching a movie. Right now, I don't have that much time.
Yeah.
Ouch. Naked Lunch or Beverly Hills Cop 2? Which one's 2?
I don't remember. I know I've seen
one after one.
That
Yeah, I
has,
know I've seen them all.
Brigitte Nielsen in it when they're doing the diamond heist, I think.
Okay, so it's not the one where they're
Horse track?
counterfeiting money in like
No.
Disneyland.
No,
Wow.
that's where Axel Foley actually goes back to L.A. I think it was on like a month ago. I started watching it. That's a classic for me. I'll go for
My
that
name is
anytime.
Judge.
Yeah,
Judge Reinhold.
with Taggart. That's a good movie, man.
It's like,
I like the
that's
Beverly
like a
cheese.
cult classic.
It is 80s cheese.
They're
Yeah.
80 cheese. They're
Yeah.
fun.
I can't put it over Naked Lunch. So it's
And
a
that
sequel.
has
so that's
a Bronson Pinchot in it. That's a gay gallery owner or
How do
something.
you know so much about
I remember that.
Are you
That was awesome.
Wait. I can't pull any of these movies apart from each other.
No, it's just one big movie.
Yeah.
Okay, so the Beverly Hills Cop movies are like Lord of the Rings? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, they are.
And actually, it even Paul Reiser is in this one too. That's his assistant.
Oh, yeah,
as
he makes a
in the
movie
office.
better.
Yeah.
He went to Binghamton University. He makes any movie better.
Did he really?
Yes.
Oh, wow. So what we only like are the only like famous people we push out apparently have receding hairlines.
Or they're bald.
What's wrong with the receding hairline? It happens to most of us.
Someday.
Why do you think I have bangs?
I don't know. I can't pull this one out from any of the other ones.
I'd still put it over Naked Lunch because if in the watch test, Naked Lunch would never win. So I would, if you said which one would you rather watch,
I guess
Beverly Hills Cop. I don't even care what it's about. I know it's going to be fun, and I'm not going to feel nauseous by the end of it. So
You can eat lunch afterwards.
Yeah.
Still keep it down.
you can eat lunch without having to do like.
What sort of an issue do you have with tons of sex slaves sucking on puppet cocks? Why is this an issue?
the fact that you asked that question shows that you need therapy.
Mogwai sells really well. Just quoting the movie, man.
That's true.
It was so bizarre when the guy from Jaws rips the woman's skin off, and you're sitting like, wait, no, what? And then just walks around with like her just hanging off of him for a while. He was really weird.
Yeah, so Beverly Hills
Roy
Cop.
Scheider?
Yeah, Roy Scheider. To see him. He seemed so happy to be in this movie.
Forgot about that.
Well, he was doing bug powder, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ground up black centipede.
Oh,
Next time I do shrooms, I'll watch a movie and give you another review. And then we'll see if it changes. 'Cause honestly, it's like you said, either you had to have read the book and understand it, or seriously been on some heavy drugs while you're watching it.
I think bad things would happen if you watch this movie with heavy drugs.
yeah.
You might start finding
Being
centipedes
normal.
in your house.
It's like
You
you're drunk
would
on a ship. You're
you
kind
would
of normal.
remember that movie for the rest of your life if you watched it while you were on heavy drugs. Anytime you would have a bad trip, it would be that movie. You'd just be rewatching that
Typewriter
movie.
away from me. I don't want to see a keyboard. I don't want to see anything.
Destroy every laptop in your house. Something else like
Oh no, but the best spoofs are really good.
And this
yeah.
did a great because it had wonderful comedy in it.
Yeah.
I mean, it was at sometimes so dry and subtle. At other times, it was in your face, and
I really just want to see a merman.
I know.
Are you kidding me? The cleanup's awful.
It was hilarious. I know we were talking about it afterwards. When they have
No one would have the balls to
Yeah.
do this.
Alcohol and cock and endless balls.
balls.
very erotic.
Two people getting it on while a typewriter humps them.
The bug vagina thing was really disturbing. Very ass sexy.
I'm a man. This is where my endless balls went. Centipede man raping another man while crushing his face in.
Yeah.
Licks the
And
jism
then he
off
licks
of,
the jism off of a typewriter penis.
And a lot of alcohol and Steve Coogan balls. Endless Steve Coogan balls. What's your biggest problem with having your daughters watch it? The alcohol, the cock, or the endless balls?
You have tons of sex slaves sucking on puppet cocks. Why is this an...
Definite rectal fetishes.
Because they're my daughters, I never want them to see this.
Fucking genitalia and penis and
right,
balls.
and he actually...
Endless.
Okay.
It looked like an uncircumcised antenna that just popped out.
Yes!
Yeah, there it is.
Like,
You know, fucks him in the ass, and he
fucks him in the ass and he screams with joy.
Screams with joy, yeah.
And
Have a
I
vagina.
want it to, and it's
I want to ejaculate.
Yeah.
And it has to be edible.
Yeah.
Watching RoboCop rub drugs on a vagina bug